This video is to show how to solve for a given length in a figure that's a little bit more complicated than just a plain old right triangle. It's kind of a big right triangle with an extra line through it that's creates several triangles. So there's the big right triangle, there's the side right triangle, and then this other to the right side, a triangle that's not even a right triangle. So it needs a little bit of algebra as well as trig in order to solve this, so I'm doing an example to help folks out. So the first thing is we're looking just for this length right here, which we're trying to find x. But in order to do this, I kind of need to work a bunch of different places, and so I'm going to label one more side here. I'm going to call this y, this little piece of this right triangle. I'm going to call y. So when I start this, I go, okay, so for example, this 24-degree angle right there, that's part of this big right triangle. And I don't know the hypotenuse. But I can use tangent to say the tangent of 24 degrees is equal to the opposite side, this guy, over the adjacent side, this guy. So the opposite side, I'm going to just write opposite, over the adjacent. The opposite side is 98. The adjacent side is the sum of x and y together. So that whole side is x plus y. Now let me look at this other right triangle. And I'm going to say, okay, again with tangent, the tangent of the 62-degree angle, once again, is the opposite over the adjacent. That's true for any right triangle. But now my opposite side, well, once again, is 98, but my adjacent side is just y. So I'm going to say, okay, so the opposite, 98, but for that triangle with that 62-degree angle, the adjacent's just y. And so I'm going to go ahead and take us to another page where those are the equations that I'm going to start with. I'm going to say, all right, so tangent of 24 degrees, for example, is 98 over x plus y. And the first thing I'm going to do with that is I'm going to multiply both sides by x plus y. So that doesn't look very good on the left. So I'm going to multiply x plus y times the left times this tangent of 24 degrees. And then when I multiply x plus y times the right, it's okay to do that. It's not 0. I knew it wasn't 0. I'm going to go ahead and simplify there. I'm going to say, okay, cool. All I'm left with is a 98. What that allows me to do is now divide both sides by the tangent of 24, which I haven't taken my calculator out. I don't know what the tangent of 24 degrees is, but I can divide both sides by it. When I do that, on the left, that fraction reduces. On the right, I'm just dividing 98 by the tangent of 24. But now that I've gotten rid of the tangent of 24, all I have is x plus y on the left-hand side. And I have this expression on the right. So I have transformed my equation that I started with to have the variables on the left. And honestly, what are those parentheses for now? There's nothing on the left-hand side besides this expression, x plus y. So I'm going to go ahead and erase those parentheses. They're not needed, and they might make it confusing. So remind ourselves, so that we just kind of worked with that equation. Let's go ahead and work with the other one. The tangent of 62 degrees is 98 over y. So the tangent of 62 degrees is 98 over y. I'm going to do the same kind of thing. I'm going to multiply both sides by y. And when I do that on the right, the y simplifies. I just have 98. And then I'm going to divide both sides by tangent of 62 degrees. Sorry, not just 62 degrees, but tangent of 62 degrees. Okay, so now I have two equations. Both of them have just variables on one side and just numbers on the other. And granted, I don't know what tangent of 62 degrees is yet, and I don't know what tangent of 24 degrees is yet. But the two equations that I have are that y is 98 over the tangent of 62 degrees. And the other equation that I have is that x plus y is equal to 98 divided by the tangent of 24 degrees. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute this formula for y right there. So I don't know how long it's been since you've solved systems of linear equations, but that's what this is. It's a system of linear equations. I'm using substitution. I'm using the substitution method for solving this, and I'm just going to rewrite that equation on the right as x plus y since y is 98 over tangent of 62 degrees, I'm going to substitute that x plus that expression for y, and that's going to equal, so x plus y, the other equation says, equals 98 over tangent of 24 degrees. So now I'm almost done. Now all I have to do is subtract 98 over tangent of 62 degrees from both sides. So I have the tangent of 24, then minus 98, just to move that term over, minus 98 over the tangent of 62 degrees. And now my calculator takes over. So I'm not able to do this yet. I'm going to learn where I can show you the calculator steps. Anyway, so I'm going to do the calculator on my own, and so I go ahead and I type, figure out what tangent of 24 is, and it's degrees. So I'm checking my calculator to make sure I'm in degree mode. Yes, I am. So for example, just so you're getting the same thing I am, tangent of 24, I'm getting 0.44522, etc. And so what I want to do now is type this whole entire expression and then round it off to two decimal places. So I'm going to start over, clear, 98 divided by tangent 24, close parentheses, minus 98 divided by tangent 62, close parentheses, enter. And what it looks like is 168.0040795. So the two decimal places, 168.004. That 4 is not going to change either one of those zeros. So great, that's to the nearest hundredth.